guys, it's Trish. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a fun project using this holiday pop mix from Jesse James Beads. I absolutely adore these colors and I cannot wait to work with it. My thoughts are this. This is at least, we'll see. But for a design on the fly, you never know. These beautiful lucite pieces, a lot of people look at them as a pendant or an earring or something like that. I'm looking at it as sort of for a bracelet, possibly to be one end of the clasp for a bracelet. So we'll see. And I found this really large toggle clasp that I was gifted a long time ago. And I think it would work to kind of hold, because at its widest spot, it doesn't go through. And it will fit this way. So, I don't know. We're going to try it, guys. This is what my thinking is. And I'm thinking maybe wire wrap some beads in the middle. I'm going to use some soft flex as the base. And maybe do like a single double pattern or something like that. I'm going to play around with it. But that is what I'm thinking. So let's get started here. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. And the first thing I think I want to work with here is deciding, do I want to wire wrap any beads around this frame, which I think, maybe we could put a few here or there or something on it to really just bring it up a level there. So I'm going to use some 20 gauge German style wire here too. And you could use 20, 22, even 24 would work. And I'm just going to cut a piece of that. And I think, I don't want to get too heavy toward this area. I don't think, at least through the middle. I might put a few beads here. And I'm working this, I want you to know, I'm working my way with this just as you are watching this. So we're just having some fun here designing. So I'm just going to kind of put my wire around and get it snug on there. You can kind of see how I did that. I'm going to take my pliers in here and I'm going to give it a little pull because this is slippery. So I want to make sure I have a good start there. And we're kind of in place. And I like to leave this little tail here as well, guys, because that helps to stabilize as you're wire wrapping on. And you can see I just lay it here and I kind of just hold on to the lucite piece and the wire at the same time. So let's just pick some of these beautiful beads here. Let's see. Let's try just one of these smaller rondelles with the cuts, with the beautiful cuts on them. Has very pretty faceting as well. So I'm just going to take that and hold my finger on the top of it and just kind of take that wire up and through the center of that. You can see. And I think I'll do one wrap between before I put one full wrap. Uh-oh, I flung something. And then grab the next bead that I want to put on. Which, we could do all kinds of stuff here. We could really get crazy. Maybe we'll put a bow on it or something. We'll see. And let's grab, let's see. Let's do one of these red ones. And maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just do like an every other with these rondelles. That would be cute. Okay, and then one wrap around, and then we're going to grab another bead. Let's see here, guys. I think this is sort of a different color than that one, so let's put, this is more red. This is more like a burnt orange kind of, so that works out. We have like 3 different crystals, so... And same thing, I'm just going to hold it on there and push the wire up through. This should be a pretty straightforward, simple bracelet design if it all goes according to my plan. And that's always the trick, isn't it? If it actually goes according to plan. So And we're just going to pick up a pink one and just keep going there. I think, let me see, what do I want to put at the bottom here? I don't want anything too big, but... So we're basically treating this end that we're working on right now, it's going to be like the open part of a clasp. You know, like this end of it. You know, and I'm just thinking of it on a bigger scale. Okay. I'm going to go around there. And I think I'm going to do just wire for a little bit here around the bottom, just to kind of give it a little bit of interest. It's not so predictable. And then maybe we'll pick up here with our pink. We may need to put in a little bit more wire, but if so, that's good. I can show you how to do that. So yeah, so we're just wrapping that up and through like we did on the other side. And then up. And we need a red. Okay. And these do fit just perfectly fine over 20 gauge if you do decide to use 20 gauge. Okay. Oh man, I'm just going to be a little short, I can tell. It's so frustrating. And then our orange or burnt coral or whatever you want to call it. Burnt orange. All right, so we pretty much got to that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my wire here on the side before I wrap on another piece for one bead. And you can see I trimmed it there on the side because I don't want it to be underneath and against the skin. So I'm just going to kind of take this. Actually, I'm going to use my tweezer pliers for this, guys. And this is a good trick to use when you're making something like this and you don't want it just sitting right there, you know. And that was a technical term. So you just kind of twist it a little bit and kind of push it in under the wire next to it. If you can see that. I'm just kind of putting that end away underneath there. So it's not as noticeable, it won't catch on anything, and it's hidden in under that other wire. So we can cut this wire as well up here, and then I'll put on the extra piece of wire. If I can get that one tucked away. I'm going to do my little bend to it. I thought I could get away without doing it, but... And then again, I'm just going to tuck that under if it'll go. Kind of fidget with it a little bit sometimes. There we go. Now that one's underneath. So let's put a little bit more wire on for our next piece. And this is good though, guys. This kind of shows you like what you need to do to add in wire if necessary. And then we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side, except for I'm going to start my wire down because I want it to go across the top first. Okay. And I'll bring that around like we did for the top. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull that with my plier a little bit just to secure that on there on that piece of lucite. All right, and then there's our wire we're going to hold on to while we put this last bead on. And then, so we'll just pick up our last fuchsia bead here. Pick up our last fuchsia bead. And we're going to wrap that on like we did the first one. And then we're going to do one more wrap around. Now you'll notice here we have two wraps beside this and we leave one here, I'm fine with that. I do need to put that second wrapper on there because I want the security of it being there. I'd rather have that than, you know, have equal amount of wraps, but your call on that, guys. So again, I'm just gonna put this to the inside, this wire, I'm trimming it, and I'm gonna push it down here, and then kind of twist it in underneath. He's fighting me, so. Okay, so, and then we'll do the same thing here with this wire. We're gonna trim it and then bend it and kind of hide it too. Okay, so there we go. There's our piece. Okay, super fun retro Christmas feel. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to the soft flex now. And I think I'm going to cut here maybe about 24 inches, maybe a little more there. Okay, let me put my wrap back on this so it doesn't come off. This color here is called, what? Green emerald color, right at the top there. So it took me 5 minutes to find the name of it. So anyway. All right, so this is what I'm thinking, guys. So I have this piece of soft flex. I'm going to move this up just a hair so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing as far as the whole bead mat. So I'm going to fold this piece of soft flex in half. And I'm going to come in here from the underneath, and I'm going to go this first inside loop or hole, not loop. We'll put the soft flex up through that. And then I'm going to put a little, I don't know if we could put a little bow there, if that would work, probably. So we're going to slip this bow down over the top. And then put the rest of it down through, put the soft flex end down through there. So let's see if that'll actually function. Yeah, I think it would. It'd be cute there, I think. And then I'm just kind of bringing this, pulling this wire so the ends here are sort of even, which they aren't right now, but I'm just pulling it like that. Okay, so there we have. So then what I'm going to do is to secure this here, guys, I'm going to put a crimp on it. And I didn't grab my crimp pliers, so hang on one second. Okay, so we're going to put a number 2 tube crimp on. And here they are. I was looking for them there. So we're going to put a number 2 tube crimp on, and that will secure it. And you can go back if you decide, guys, and put a crimp cover over it if you want it to look more like a bead. You can certainly do that. So I'm going to take both of these ends, keeping them even, and I'm going to put both ends through this crimp if I can here. There we go. Went right through. So I'm putting both strands through, and then I'm going to pull this down here. You don't want it really, really tight there. You want it to have a little bit of play. So I think that's a good spot for it. And then I'm going to go in and just do my crimping as I would. And I'm just giving it a good squeeze. And there you go. You have your crimp in place. So next I'm thinking we're going to start doing, like I said, like that single double type play with the wire. So what I mean by that, guys, is you put one bead on one strand. Okay, so that's our starter bead. And then you take the 2 strands and put it up through another bead. Okay, so guys, you get to see the soft flex, and it gives you like a different look to it as well. So see, you'll be able to see the soft flex on that. And so now we did, and I don't know if you guys have ever made a goddess bracelet, but it's kind of that same concept. The goddess bracelet uses jump rings, of course, but this one doesn't. So I'm going to put another, and I'm going to put it on the opposite strand. So I put my pink one on this strand. So I'm going to put my next one on the other strand. And let's see, which one do I want now? How about some more pink? No, let's do a white. This beautiful AB bead here I really like. Put that one on. So that's a single. And you can kind of just like move them down a little bit. It depends on how much soft flex you want to be showing. If you want to have more beads, you know, leave less space. If you want to see more of the soft flex, you like that look, then leave more space. So here, let's go. And now we're going up to the double again here. Let's put this gold bead on here. Okay, so that's what we have so far, guys. Just super fun. So we've got to measure, you know, make sure that we're being conscious of the measurements, because remember, this part here is pretty big. So as you go, just be conscious of, you know, what you want to use as far as size, if you're making it for yourself or for a gift or whatever. So we're due for another pink, which brings me joy. Do that. Do the pink on there. It's looking cute, right? And then let's do, you know, I'm really digging these beads, using them as these in between each color. What do you guys think? And doing like a green next. And I know my cousin is gonna, she knows the name of these beads because she uses them all the time, and I oh, it's killing me. Can't think of it. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next strand. We're going to the opposite side and doing this strand on this side. And let's see, do we want to put that, or do we want to do another white? So many. Maybe I'll put one of these. I mean, I'm fine with asymmetry. A lot of people aren't, but it doesn't bother me. So I'd rather have it be interesting than symmetrical. You know what I mean? So I'm pushing these down. And now we're going to do another double. And you could choose any beads you want to, guys. If you don't, you know what? No, I want to put a pink on. I do. It's bugging me. Let's put another one of these crackles on. I really like it. I'm a pink girl, guys. I can't help it. There we go. And now we're doing a double. And we're going to go into the gold bead here. And I'm going to grab my tape measure because I want to see where we're at so far. Okay, so let's measure it. So right now, you can kind of see where we're sitting at about 5.5. I have a 7.25 inch wrist, and you know, I'm always thinking of making things for myself, so but so basically we have a little bit further to go, and I'm fine with, since this is our last bead here, one of these beads. Oh no, we have another green one over there. I'm fine with if we have to use something else in its place to get the length we want, but I think we're going to be okay. So I'm going to do, let's do another white. We haven't done it for a while. Let's put another one of those gorgeous AB beads on. I really like those. And then that was on one side, and let's put our both wires through that bead. And still, let's go back and measure. And then we're going to have this clasp. So that is going to give us a little bit of extra by the time we make the loop and everything. Or this bar anyway. So we're getting close. Let's do another pink. And we're going to go on this side now. Okay. How's that looking, guys? Do you like it? I think it's looking cute so far. So about 6.5. And then we'll have 2 of these green in a row. I'm fine with that, guys. I think it'll still be cute. All right. So 7. I think I'm going to stop there because by the time I get the clasp and everything on, I will have, it'll be plenty big, if not too big. I don't know. But I think we're going to stop there because we're almost at 7. And I push these down just a smidge more, we would be even a little less than 7. So I think that's where we're going to stop. So next, what we're going to do, we need to end this bracelet. We don't want our beads falling off the end. So again, we're going to reach for our crimps. And this, as I said, the number 2 tube crimps. Excuse me. And we're going to go over both of these cords at one time. Because we want to make sure that your beads aren't going to slip off after all that work. So slide that on there. And then just come in and be careful because the hole on this end looks like, yeah, the crimp could go down in there pretty easily. So even if you wanted to pop a little seed bead on the end here, which I think I might, just to make sure that my crimp doesn't get lost when I'm trying to work with it. I'm going to pop a little seed bead on there. And then just a little white Toho. And you can also get these at Jesse James Beads as well. These are 8s. Okay. And so then we're going to go and get that crimp back on. Because nothing annoys me more than when I'm trying to crimp and my crimp goes down inside a bead. So there we go. We have our crimp on and our seed beads holding it there for us. So I'm going to go in again and I'm getting crimp. Okay. So we have the 1 crimp. Now what you're going to do then, and I'm going to fold this one over, I think. I probably will end up folding the other one over as well, but let's see if I can do this easily without too much of a commotion. Okay, that one's folded, and I'm going to fold this one as well. There you go. Okay, so now what I'm going to go in here and do is I'm going to cut, as long as I'm sure everything's crimped well, I'm going to cut one of these wires off. And I know, it makes your blood curl when I say that, but I mean, really, this wire isn't doing anything else. It's crimped here, you know, so keeping this wire doesn't even matter at this point. So I just go in and I go tightly up against the crimp with my trimmers, and I'm kind of pulling on it so I can get it just as close as I can to that crimp. Don't cut the wrong wire, because then you will be back to stringing. So I just trimmed that off. Okay, now we're down to 1 wire. This is where we're going to need another crimp, and we're going to put our bar clasp on. Okay. There we go. Get one of those out of there. Okay, so we're going to put our crimp on. And just like you would normally do this with any other clasp, you're just going to put your crimp on. You're going to put your wire through the hole of your bar clasp, and then come back down here and go through your crimp and pull. Okay. Pull everything up nice and snug, and we're kind of holding here. I'm holding onto the bar clasp, and I'm pulling the string so I can get this nice and snug where I want it to be. And you can see they're butted right up against each other now, guys. So again, we're going to go in and we're going to crimp. This would be a good place for crimp covers. That would look really nice just to put a couple pretty crimp covers over top of those. Okay. And then fold. And then all we're going to do is cut that wire off then, guys. Okay, same concept, pressing it against the crimp and snipping. Okay, for a design on the fly, hey, that's kind of cute. There's our little bracelet that we made. Hoping that it is big enough. Let's try it. I'm going to take these off. Let's try this on, guys. Oh, I might have done it. Little snuggy poo. But, oh, there we go. There's our little bracelet. Really cool. I'm digging it. Could have been just a smidge bigger, but I can rectify that as well. But there you go, guys. Really cool use for a different use for the lucite pieces in the holiday pop mix. If you don't have a large bar clasp, guys, there's probably other things that you could use. You may be able to build in the inside of this a little bit with beads. And then you could use a smaller bar clasp just to go through like the bottom section or something. That would work. You could just wire wrap beads across. And then you could put a normal size clasp on as well. This isn't, if you don't have one of these, you can still do the project. Definitely do the project. Like I said, I think that wire wrapping through there will keep that clasp down there toward the bottom and you'll be set. So that is it, guys. That is our fun design on the fly project. And I thank you so much for stopping by and for joining me today. Be on the lookout. I'll probably do a few more projects with this really cute mix. And I thank you guys for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.